It's time once again for the One Take 10-Minute Wrestling Podcast. It's the O Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, CW. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to hit that bell on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast on any and all platforms. Today, we're talking about Cody Rhodes and where the road leads. Again, on the eve of SummerSlam, had some moments before I, completely zonk out for my work week. So I wanted to do this a couple episodes with SummerSlam fresh in my mind. Cody Rhodes coming out on top, winning the rubber match against Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar endorsing Cody Rhodes at the end of that match, giving him the rub on his way out the door. Which, apparently Triple H in their, the after, press conference things that they do now with that, said that was completely improvised and it was just something Brock wanted to do, which, whether it was or not, was a great moment. And if it was improvised, good on Brock for putting over Cody, especially after, all these months of just whooping his ass and not really saying much. Brock Lesnar truly has become one of the greatest professional wrestlers to do it. The man, he has all the tools, right? He kind of like Stone Cold, how I explained him for a couple episodes. He has a very specific moveset. He doesn't have to say a whole lot. He comes in, he does his thing, he leaves. He's been a consistent draw for 20 years. The man just has it all, and he's working with people. Like, he's putting people over. Brock is taking pins. Who would have thought that? There was a whole year there where Brock didn't take a pin. He was just suplexing everybody to death and, strolling in with a title that no one got to ever see until he showed up. He's come a long way. Anyway, he gave the rub to Cody Rhodes, and Rhodes walks away from that feud on top of the world. The man definitely is one of, if not, no, he's not but he's one of the top baby faces in WWE right now. I think at this point in time, it might be Jey Uso as the top baby face, especially coming out of SummerSlam, and Cody Rhodes a close second. But now I'm wondering where Cody goes from here. Where does the road lead? Pun completely intended. Now that he's still on Raw, and he has made it very clear that his quote-unquote finish the story ends with Roman. He said, the new heavyweight title that Seth has is a great title, and he's not disputing that, but he's saying that his story ends with the title that Roman has, and he wants to take it. And with Jey losing at the end of SummerSlam, and it looking like the program for Jey moving forward is going to be a dedicated singles run, which will probably lead to, a U.S. title match or something where they're going to put singles gold on Jey. Let's just get that out the way. But it seems like they're setting up what I would think is Jey and Jimmy's dream match of them wrestling each other at WrestleMania 40, which I was all for Jey winning the title. Now I'm all in on him and his brother's dream of wrestling each other at WrestleMania. If that can be a dream come true for WrestleMania 40, I really hope that happens for them. Just let them have that moment together, tear the house down together, maybe even for the US title or the IC title or whatever. Again, I'm going off on all these other great wrestlers, but not on Cody. That being said, that kind of opens the door back up for Cody to kind of go back after Roman, but again, it would either require us to forget that the WWE draft ever happened, which I think we've all forgotten at this point because friggin' Judgment Day's on NXT all the time and they shouldn't be. And, people just swap. And that roster split meant nothing, meant no difference, made no difference. If Cody wants to be on SmackDown and challenge Roman again, they'll do it. Hopefully now he has time because we're just coming off SummerSlam. It's August. We have till next April in Philly to get Cody in a position to take on Roman again. And it seems like they're kind of working that angle where the bloodline has fallen apart, but he still has Solo. We have to get Solo out of the picture and either with Jimmy or with Jay or on his own or whatever, so that Roman is solo and his first solo no bloodline loss gets to Cody. Cody gets the title, he finishes the story, and then, I don't know, retires. Who knows? Again, he says finish the story. At that point, do you retire? What is this? What is the next story, I suppose? But now we're past Brock, and he got the rub, and he's on top. The man is damn near, like, you can't defeat him. After you after you beat Brock Lesnar so definitively, who do you put in front of Cody that can legitimately win in the, pantheon of kayfabe, right? Like, who are you going to put up? Like, Seth? He did the Seth thing. And if they're thinking, like, maybe we'll give him the heavyweight championship and then, kind of put title for title on the line, and Roman's like, of course I'll take another title from you. And then Cody wins all the titles, and he's the guy with every single gold belt, which would suck, but also be a pretty great visual of him like a boxer holding all these friggin' belts. Oh wait, they got rid of the red and blue one, didn't they? I don't remember. Anyway, they could do that, or I don't know, who do you put in front? Oh man, please God, don't put Bray in there. I can't. Bray is a huge draw, and that's why I said it. But it would do nothing for either person if they went into a feud together. But again, I don't know who it's Gunther, isn't it? It's Gunther. They had their epic showdown at Royal Rumble, and everyone thought they were going to try to get a program going with Gunther and Cody for SummerSlam. SummerSlam's now in the rearview mirror. Brock Lesnar was the guy he went up against. Gunther came out on top on Drew. Who knows what's going to happen with Drew now. But maybe Cody slides in there and he takes that title from Gunther and then reintroduces the white and gold classic title like he did so many years ago. Who knows? I don't know, man. I'm purely speculating on what's next for Cody. I'm not a booker, right? I don't know what's coming down the pike, but I can't think of anyone else besides Roman and Gunther who could fill that gap between now and WrestleMania. I mean, it's a long ways away. Not a long ways away, the way time works. Boom, 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 boom. It'll be here before you know it. But closing that gap between Cody taking on Roman again at WrestleMania 40 in Philly, there has to be something, right? Cody's whole shtick is coming out and being the underdog, but he's 100% not an underdog anymore. Like, there's no promo he can cut where we're going to believe that he's fighting against the odds. He honestly has to fight every person in the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley included, for me to ever believe that he's on the back foot, right? Like, there needs to be a concentrated effort to get Cody in a position where he is the underdog again. And how do you do that? How? I mean, you can make him dominant. You can John Cena his ass and make him just win all the time. But then his promos become very unrelatable. Like, you can't relate to the common man if you're just whooping everybody's ass. And from what I heard from the Freddie Prinze Jr. Wrestling Talk podcast that he has, I think of Wrestling with Freddie or Wrestling with Friends. I can't remember what it's called. But they said he was going to do a Hardtimes gimmick, and it doesn't seem like that is going down because he just beat up Brock. So I don't know. I don't know what the road has for Cody, but it's nothing but clear skies at this point, because who's going to beat him now? It's not going to be Seth, because if they put him in a program against Seth, you might as well just hand him the title now. Anyway, what do you think is on the road to WrestleMania for Cody Rhodes? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for listening to this episode and any episode of the O Wrestling Podcast. And don't you ever forget.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.